In this example, we want to sketch a graph of f prime given the graph of f. It's going to be helpful to remember that the derivative is really the slope of the tangent line to any given point of f. So we'll start by looking at some points that are somewhat easy to determine the slope of the tangent line. In this case, this maximum here. Notice that this maximum has a horizontal tangent. The slope of that tangent line is 0. Since it's 0, we're looking at an x-intercept on f prime. We can also come down here and look at this dip in the graph of f. It has a horizontal tangent line. The slope of that tangent line is 0 at that point, which means we have another x-intercept of f prime. Next, let's think about what's happening between these 2 points. Going from this max on f to this min on f, think about the tangent lines at any given point in that region. For example, if we look at the one in the middle, notice it has a negative slope. The slope of that tangent line is going to be negative. In fact, every point between this max and this min is going to have a slope that is negative when we look at the tangent line. If the slope of the tangent line is negative, that means that f prime is negative between those 2 points. In other words, it's below the x-axis. So we can say that f prime is always negative or below the x-axis in that region. Now we don't know how far this dips down. We'll get into that a little bit later, but we know that it's got to be below the x-axis. Up next, let's look at what's happening on the left. So thinking about the tangent line to this curve in this region. Again, you can just choose a random one if you want to kind of focus on it. Notice that that tangent line has a positive slope. And that's going to be true for any point on this region up to this peak. The slope of the tangent is positive, which means f prime must be positive. So f prime has to continue above the x-axis. Looking over on this side, starting at this point, think about the tangent line to this curve anywhere along this region. We can choose a region or choose a point and think about that tangent line. Look at its slope. Its slope is positive, and that's going to be true for any point in this region. So starting at this dip in the graph and going to positive infinity, the slope of the tangent line is positive. That means that f prime must be positive or above the x-axis. And we have a very rough sketch of f prime. Summarizing that, looking at maxes and mins of f, we have tangent lines with a slope of 0. So if the slope of the tangent line is 0 at a given value of x, then f prime must be 0. In other words, we're looking at x-intercepts. When f is increasing, the slope of the tangent line is positive. Therefore, f prime is positive. And if f prime is positive, that means we are essentially above the x-axis. And when f is decreasing, the slope of the tangent line is negative. Therefore, f prime is also negative. And that tells us we are essentially below the x-axis.